Hello there. The video you're about to watch I shot when I was on holiday, and I was experimenting with a infrared filter. So this was the filter that I was actually using. It's a Hoya and it's an infrared R72. The reason it's called R72 is that it blocks out light that we can see as humans, and it only registers light above 720 nanometers. So it blocks out the visible light and focuses on the captures the infrared light that normally can't be seen by we as humans. So I think you can buy infrared modified cameras, which I'm not quite sure how that works, whether they take a filter off or whether they add a filter to the actual sensor. I don't know, I've never investigated that, but I know that people have commented on some of my videos that they've bought sort of more low-end sort of micro four thirds cameras and converted had them converted to infrared cameras just to keep in the bag, which is convenient because you don't have to screw a filter onto the lens. So let's take a quick look at this this filter just before we get into the video, and you can see it's quite dark. I mean I'm not in great lighting at the moment because of the sun, the bright sun, but you can see that's a dark filter. Focusing can be an issue, so what I would suggest is moving into taking your camera off autofocus, putting it into manual focus, focusing on the subject before you actually screw the filter onto the lens, and be careful not to nudge the focus, because you'll end up with an out of focus image. You can't really see what you're going to get in camera, so it's one of those cases where as much preparation that you can do beforehand is going to benefit you. So making sure that the image is in focus, looking at your exposure settings, and then screwing the lens filter on, could be beneficial, I think. So if you are interested in infrared photography and you wanted to try this out, it's a sort of relatively inexpensive way. Obviously buying a lens is going to be cheaper than buying a modified camera. A couple of things that you need to know really is that there are other filters out there, but they might operate on different wavelengths. So this is the R72, which is 720 nanometers. But you can get 800, 900 nanometer wavelength filters as well, and the effects you get, I think, are said to be slightly different. I've never tried any of those filters, so I don't know. So this is the only infrared filter I've tried, and I'm very inexperienced with using it. So this is just what I've learned. So the thing to note is that there's a 58 on the filter here. So on the filter packaging, and that means that this is designed to fit a camera with a thread that's 58 millimeters. So what that means is, if you look at the two different lenses I've got here, so this one, the larger one, is 58 millimeters, and the smaller one here, I think, is 25. Let's have a look. No, it's 37 millimeters. And the thing to note, there's a circle with a line through it, and that is the filter thread diameter. So that's a 37 millimeter, and this is a 58. So obviously you can see by sight that's going to fit onto there, and it's going to be too large for there. So that's something that you can tell if you've got the thing in front of you, but obviously if you're buying it online or in a shop and you haven't got the camera and stuff with you to try out, you need to know that you're buying the right filter for your lens. So you have to check the filter thread on your lens to make sure it's the right fit. That's the main thing you need to know. And then the next thing would obviously be how you edit the photos, and after the short video that follows, I'll go into explaining some of the techniques that I use to process the images, and then there'll be a bit of a gallery at the end showing you some of my images that I've taken recently. Hello again. I'm here in the garden again, and in this video I thought I'd just talk about the Hoya R72 filter, or is it the R27 filter? It's one of those. It's an infrared filter that you put over a lens, and I was trying it out this week, and I'm not quite sure yet how successful I've been. I think one of the difficulties with the lens is that you can't actually see what the images that you're taking very easily. So you have to almost sort of post-process the photographs in editing software before you can actually see the results. So I tried to take sort of interesting shots of bits of foliage in, because I think foliage tends to come out quite well, but who knows. I've got a bit of shadow on my face. Let's see if that helps at all. Not really. So yeah, so really just wanted to say that I'll try it out, and let's see the results, and any learnings that I have from that will be after this section of the video. So this is Affinity Photo. It's Affinity Photo 2, and I've just opened up my raw image, and it uses these personas. So this is the develop persona. You can see here you can change the output, so it could be a pixel layer or a raw a layer embedded or a raw layer linked. I'm going to leave it with raw layer embedded. You can see here which camera it was taken with, and this is the type of image that it is, the size of image. But the first thing that really stands out, obviously, is the red cast over the whole of the image. And because this is the develop persona, I'm editing the raw image data. So these adjustments are fairly sort of, there is a limit to the adjustments I can make here. But I'm going to just close up some of these to reveal the white balance. So I'm going to put a tick in white balance, and I'm going to use this adjustment, the white balance adjustment, and I'm going to go over here to the white balance tool, which works with this white balance adjustment. And I'm going to pick an area of the screen that is white. And now you can see that that has an immediate effect on the image. It's still in this sort of false color. So if I was to turn up the saturation, you can see that there is a blue tint on the on some of the image, in some areas of the image. But what's quite interesting with the R72 filter is actually to edit the image in black and white. But what I'm going to do before I do that, it's a little bit overexposed, I think. I'm just going to reduce the exposure a little bit. And in doing that, I'm also going to enhance the contrast. I'm just going to go about there. And then I'm going to develop that. Okay, so we've still got this this cast on here, this blue sort of cast on parts of the image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the adjustments, and I'm just going to go to black and white. And at different parts of the image now, I can make some changes over here. So, for example, I can darken the blues. So, got the blues darker there. There wasn't a lot of colour in this image. I would imagine that the roof and the bricks are sort of ready, so I can change the colours. No, it's not having much effect, is it? Maybe cyan. So, not cyan, magenta. No, it's not having much effect either. So you just play around with these sliders, really, see which ones make the most impact. It's the blues in this case. So I'm relatively happy with that. I think I'll probably just I think maybe I've just made it a little bit too dark. So maybe go to curves adjustment and just increase the highlights a bit. Using the master channel. So I'm happy with that. So that's an example of how I would approach editing these type of images shot with the Hoya R72 filter. You can make more adjustments, obviously, but there's lots of videos on YouTube explaining that, so I don't think I need to repeat any of that.